gives me a bit more freedom to roam around the pitch, get in the box, also do my defensive duties as well. So yeah, I'm quite lucky. Obviously Thomas is there, that he sits in front of the back four and he lets me roam up and down, but yeah, I'm really enjoying that position at the minute.
John?
Hello, Declan. I was just going to ask you, I think you were caught on TV cameras in the tunnel before the first game. If we don't have the ball, we die. Basically, I just wonder what you
Can I just put that to, I actually didn't, I don't think I said that. I think it was something like, I don't know how that come about. I read that after the game and I was like, I'm not sure I said that. And then obviously a big thing got made about it. I think I was just talking about in general, like, we obviously know PSG are a really good team with the ball, and sometimes you are going to suffer, but it's about, how you defend, how you stay compact, and how you can hurt them when you regain the ball. So yeah, I think that story got spun a little bit, but yeah, that's what I was saying.
Was that one of the hardest nights that you think you and also the team? I mean, I think PSG are probably the best team I've seen in Europe this season, so they've been an outstanding team, aren't they? Was that a really difficult night for the team, and how do you feel in the end you came through it?
Not really. I think the first 15 minutes, I think the early goal probably shocked us a little bit, and it took us probably 15-20 minutes to get a foothold in the game. But once we started keeping the ball a little bit and started to create some chances, and obviously Donnarumma made some amazing saves, we had full belief. And then second half, obviously there was a little blip, probably 10 minutes to go, where they hit the crossbar, and we'll put one wide. But we had some massive chances as well. So I think tomorrow night is going to be a really good game. And like I said, we're really positive, and we have full belief we can come here and do something special.
Gary?
Hi, Dec.
Hello.
You're looking very positive, look like you're buzzing. Obviously you've experienced winning a European semi-final, winning a European final. Can you sense you're going to do similar this time?
Yeah, I think you need to have full belief. We certainly have that as a group. The manager certainly drills that into us every single day. I think if we're the best versions of ourselves tomorrow night, and we know we can be that, there's no stopping us getting into that final. We really need to be positive. You can't come into a semi-final away at Paris and not have that belief and courage that you're going to come here and win the game. So yeah, we're ready, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a really special night to be a part of.
Talking there about looking forward, and of course we're looking forward, but just look back quickly. I've watched both of your free kicks in the first leg against Real Madrid about 100 times. How often have you watched them?
Probably about the same, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was a special moment, obviously, them two goals. Just the fact it was back-to-back, it was the first one and the second one straight after. I'm not sure I'll probably ever do that ever again, to be honest with you. But it was a real special moment, and obviously to help the team get through, yeah, it was, to be honest with you, I'm still speechless. Like, when I would look back at them, it's just incredible. So, yeah, hopefully maybe tomorrow night I can get another one. Let's see.
Jordan?
Hi, Dec. As Gary said, you played in big semi-finals for West Ham and for England. Does that sort of pressure just come as second nature to you now?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just, I've played so many games of football now. I've been obviously playing since I was 18 professionally. And tomorrow night it's just another game. It's a semi-final of a Champions League, but I don't put too much pressure on myself. It's us versus them, and we obviously know what we have to do to get to the final. Like you said, I've played in semi-finals before. I know it's required to get to finals, and hopefully tomorrow night as a group we can pull through, and we can achieve something really, really good, and make it a really special night for this club.
And one of the semi-finals that stands out, I think, for the wrong reasons, was the Frankfurt game at West Ham, and when there was an early red card and emotional. And is that kind of the opposite of what you need tomorrow night? Just calm heads and to just keep believing no matter what happens?
Yeah, 100%. I think we showed we can do it. When we went to the Bernabeu the other week, there was a lot of questions on whether we could rise to that occasion. We obviously had a 3-0 lead, but there was still so much talk about them obviously coming back and playing at the Bernabeu, and we've not experienced that before. But I think as a group we handled that amazingly well. Obviously the atmosphere tomorrow night is going to be incredible as well, but we've proved that we can handle big situations. And tomorrow night's another massive step for this team. We're a young team, but if we want to keep being one of the best teams and want to win stuff, we need to keep taking these massive steps. And tomorrow night's a big step to take, and we're fully driven by the fact there's a final 90 minutes away, so we need to be ready.
Sam?
Hi, Dec. When you joined Arsenal, you spoke about adding new layers and levels to your game and becoming even better. Do you feel like those free kicks and the goals and sort of getting forward now, you've kind of proven that you've done that? And if so, how much more do you think there is still to come from you over the next 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, there's so much more to come from me. I think I've been doing it for such a long time. Even at West Ham, I played at a really good level. Mikel working under him has definitely added more layers to my game. It's been incredible. At the moment, I feel really, really confident in my game going into games. I feel really assured, really confident that I'm going to play well and I'm going to help the team out. And obviously for the next few years going forward, I just want to help this club. We're so close last few years to winning obviously Premier Leagues. We're in the semi-final now of the Champions League. The next step for us is to win trophies, and I sense that we're close, but to get over the line you have to win that first one, and then I feel like they'll start coming in for sure. We have such a good group, but need to keep believing and being positive.
Couple more on this row. Start with Simon.
Dec, just on that new sort of attacking role, are there players you've studied or looked at in particular? I mean, England's obviously got a rich history of those sort of goal-scoring midfielders.
No, not really, to be honest with you. Obviously, I watch football naturally, so I see, obviously the likes of Lampard back in the day, how they used to move around in the box, get away from their opponents and score. But obviously playing in this 8 role under Mikel was a bit different. I'm not always in the box. It's a bit more of a box-to-box role. Having to play in pockets a little bit more, dropping deep, just depending on what the opposition do. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's a completely different role to what I've ever known. And I think you're starting to see.
Unbelievable. You know what I mean? All I ever wanted was to play at this level and get your name in the conversation. That's all I wanted.
So growing up, what were the chances of you becoming a footballer and a top footballer?
It was slim. It was very slim at the start because I was going for trials from the age of like 10. The only trial I ever got through to was Crystal Palace. Failed in all the other trials for whatever reason. I had trials in all the London clubs. Never got second trials, all of them. And it was quite dispiriting, I've got to say, because the only thing that I'd done was I just kept playing. I played Sunday morning football. I actually went from my Sunday morning team to 10MB. Started playing men's football when I was 16. And what I used to do when I was playing is because I used to score so many goals, but I used to think I'm playing against players that are stubbing out cigarettes and drinking their last bit of beer before they get on the pitch. So you're not thinking you're playing against anybody of any caliber, but I used to try different things just to try and keep myself interested in the game. Like I try and hit the bar, I try and hit the post for the goal, just those things. And in the end, when I got into the professional game, those things are already instilled in me to have that work ethic.
The trials you're saying you failed in then, so obviously the ability's there. Why do you think you failed in those trials?
I don't know.
Did you think you performed well? Do you think there was too much for you?
No, I scored goals in those trials. I had good pace, I was very brave. It's like, I don't know, I used to, when I was younger, there was a while where I was very, very, like, how can I say, what's the word I can say? I was grudgeful towards scouts. Never had a scout approach me. Only scout that approached me was Peter Prentice from Crystal Palace. I remember his words exactly. Hello, my name's Peter Prentice, I represent Crystal Palace and we'd like to offer you a 2-week trial. I couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? At the time I was having a trial with Dulwich Hamlet, to play for Dulwich Hamlet. And I scored a couple of goals in the possible and probables game. And that's when he came up to me afterwards. And I actually said, I really can't afford to take this trial because I just had